Yay Networks.
Welcome to Logically Irrational with my parents, Tye Strickland and Melissa Rycroft. He's a little logical.
Until I start gossiping.
And she's a little irrational.
You've got nothing.
But together, they make the perfect combo.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Logically Irrational. Tybo.
Yep, we're here.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Been
A good week?
been a busy week. Mm-hmm. Busy week. That way we say that every week.
Yeah.
Like right now though, it's super busy because we're finishing one season, but the other one has started.
Oh no, he's talking sports, by the way.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. That's what we're busy with.
Well, I know, but people at home are like, well, yeah, sure, winter, spring.
Yeah.
No. Ty's going in sports.
Yeah. We finished basketball and flag indoor football to start outdoor football, baseball, and something else, so lacrosse.
We've now started
We've got
lacrosse.
a lacrosse player.
Let me just say with lacrosse, so Beckett is in 4th grade, and lacrosse is like the sport for the 4th grade boys. Like that's all kind of their predominant sport. Now Beckett doesn't play. He never really had an interest, didn't want to, so we have never...
I didn't grow up playing. I have no idea anything about the sport.
I don't think I had even heard of lacrosse.
Right.
Till we moved here and Beckett's friends were playing it. And I was like, what is that? Yeah. Well, go down to our 1st grader, Kaysen.
The little guy.
Lacrosse is not like the main sport, but his little best friend plays.
Yeah.
And said Kaysen would be really great.
You got to put him on the team.
So we've started lacrosse. Now, I always heard it was an expensive sport.
Yeah.
It is by far. And the other sports are expensive too. But lacrosse is ridiculous.
Yeah, you say that, but I think it's because I usually buy the equipment. Like you're talking about.
Well, even the registration fee.
Oh, really?
Well, and yes, I mean, I'm sorry, with basketball, I'm not having to buy a helmet, chest pads, pads, a stick.
Hopefully you don't do that every year.
Yeah, no, I don't ever want to hear you complaining about dance.
Well, you say that,
Yeah.
but when I see the credit card and every month there's like 4 charges for dance.
But you know why? Because there's no big lump sum at the beginning, which you do with the littles. Like it's $400 or $500 up front just to register them.
Yeah.
And then you're paying other stuff. And it's twice a year.
Well, I feel like you pay twice a year for the boys' sports, and then for Ava's, it's every month.
Well, yeah, you're paying her tuition.
So it is more expensive.
It's not more expensive. It's just laid out differently.
Okay. Well, it doesn't matter.
Anyway,
whatever.
We have lacrosse coming.
Yeah.
Which I'm terrified of, by the way. It's so violent.
It's aggressive. It's physical. But that suits Kaysen.
It does, but that's what makes me nervous is he's going to be right in the middle.
Yeah, it's funny because it's 1st graders and 2nd graders. And so he's not one of the bigger kids at all. He's probably one of the smaller ones.
And he doesn't even know the game. Like he's learning it. And his best friend, who's also in 1st grade, has been playing it for 3 years. So he's playing with kids that have been playing this for years now.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Sure. Anyway,
yeah,
you started this.
Sorry.
You know what today is?
What's that?
I was watching Good Morning America this morning while Ava was getting ready. It's National Pizza Day.
We need to get some pizza then,
We got pizza last night.
Yeah.
A day early.
Did you know it was today?
I didn't because I'm not a big pizza fan. You know that. I don't usually crave.
You don't crave it, but like that E. Fratelli pizza that you like?
I do love an E. Fratelli. Is that a national?
I don't know.
Or like a white pizza. I do love a white pizza. But other than that...
Like the Alfredo type thing?
I guess so. Yeah.
It's good.
I don't crave any pizza, but we got a Grimaldi's pizza last night.
Grimaldi's is really good.
Kaysen.
I think it's national now.
I was worried because when it came, and I was like, oh, there's a lot of red tomatoes on this cheese pizza. And he's so finicky. He's eating it, and he goes, Mom, this is the best pizza I've ever had. And I went...
He's not wrong. It's good.
Interesting. Okay.
Very good.
Okay. What's your favorite pizza if you had to pick a pizza?
Oh gosh, I like it all.
I know
I like
you do.
all pizza. I like
Kids
Domino's.
like Domino's.
I like Papa John's. I like Pizza Hut. I love Grimaldi's. I love
like Domino's. To me is the bottom.
I don't know. It's delicious.
If I'm going to do pizza, like a wood fired.
That's good.
I like a thinner crust.
I will eat any of it.
I know you will. Not picky.
Nope.
Anyway, maybe we'll do pizza. We can go to, there's a place called Taverna Rosa, and they have like fancy pizzas.
It's one of my favorites.
They have, and it's not just to them. I know it's a thing. It's a sweet and spicy pizza. What's it called? The spicy pig or something. And it's pepperoni, prosciutto, ham, and then honey.
They drizzle honey over the top of it, and it's like a spicy sauce.
Yes.
And then the honey, it's delicious.
It doesn't sound good.
Boy,
but
we're going
get
there
it.
tonight. That sounds good.
Sorry, I didn't mean to start with
Yeah.
And let's see, we're going to have a teenager in a week. That's a new thing
What's
coming.
today's date? The 9th.
It's exactly 1 week.
1 week.
She told me this morning, it's my last Friday as a 12-year-old. And I went, oh, God.
It's unbelievable.
Not ready for that. And then she's in this class called, it's animal science. They have electives in her school. And they get,
She's in 7th grade now.
Well, we had electives, but it was still art, PE, and
We did. We had,
music.
I remember we had, home ec.
I mean,
home
there was
economics.
a list of 50 things that they could. Bracelet making was one of them.
That's a class?
It was, yes. It was an elective. And they have to sign up for it. They submit reasons why they would be good at it. And she got into animal science. Well, one of the things with this animal science is they get to take animals home.
That's
over
all we've heard about. For
long weekends.
3
And
weeks.
what is Ava's week? Ava's birthday always falls over for us, a 4-day weekend. And so they're off Friday and Monday. And
Just what we need is another animal.
she's
running
really
around here.
petitioning for guinea pigs. I love
What do I feel like this is going to end up like I'm going to be the bad guy because we're not getting a guinea pig?
I bet we are getting a guinea pig. She said nobody wants the guinea
No,
pigs.
to keep like as another pet.
You think the teacher would be mad if I said I'm not returning
No.
Duncan?
What's going to happen is we're going to bring this home. Oh, it's such a good guinea pig. We really need one.
I grew up with guinea pigs.
Well, if you get rid of a dog and you can
Ozzy.
have one.
You can take Ozzy. I've said that
It's a
many
deal.
times. No, for my 10th birthday at Christmas, I remember I got Sugar,
The guinea pig.
and she was awesome. She lived 7 years, which I think is a long time for guinea pigs.
No clue.
I mean, she was delicious.
Yeah.
She laid with me. She'd purr, you know.
Are you selling me?
I've tried to sell you.
Yeah, it's
How
not
many
working.
times do we go to PetSmart and I send you pictures?
I'm going to zone out while we talk about guinea pigs.
All right, well, let's talk about Super Bowl.
Yeah,
you
let's
won't
do
zone
that.
out about that
No, I will
because
not.
the Super Bowl is this weekend in Vegas. And I will say, this is the one time I don't want to be in Vegas.
I do. I wish I was there right now.
We have a good friend that's going.
Yeah, for the game.
Yes. Too many people, and
It's a lot of people.
It's
But
a
we've been
lot.
there on really big, like St. Patrick's Day weekend.
it's a lot.
I feel like every weekend is.
No, and you walk the strip, and I'm like, I don't like when it's this crowded. You know,
It is. It's got to be more dangerous too.
I don't know. Well, so let's get into some not statistics, but just some facts
About
what's going
Super
on this
Bowl?
weekend. Yes.
Okay.
So according to Expedia, rooms at what they consider 5-star hotels in Vegas, which is Aria, Bellagio, Venetian.
The big ones?
The big ones, I guess. Well, they're all big, but they're starting at $1,500 per night.
$1,500 a night.
Right. I checked
Up
last.
from like 400, 300 average.
No, Aria, we would get rooms for like $250.
Really?
Yes. And Venetian, well, the reason we always loved Venetian and Palazzo is because they're the biggest bang for your buck. The rooms are huge. And they were cheap. Like you sometimes can get them for like $150 a night. And I did go on, I'm an MGM member, so I went on MGM and looked, and it for sure is
$1,500 a night.
$1,500.
Wow. Do they have any rooms available?
They did have rooms, but what you get on that, what Vegas does is it's almost double the price of the room with the taxes and the fees. And I mean,
Right.
so
Do those go up?
100%. Well, I mean, you're going to be
Is it a-
spending, if you're going one night, you're going to be spending $3,000 if you're going to stay in one of these places.
Okay.
So then you've got the places like New York, and MGM Grand, which are maybe a star down from Aria and Bellagio. And those rooms are $500 a night, which when you compare it to $1,500 is, that's
Yeah,
a steal.
right.
But then you think normally, like that is still like $500 gets you the corner suite at Cosmo
Does it?
normally.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, that.
And
the
when
corner
you add
suite
the
at
taxes
Cosmo
and
is
fees, right.
bad
But
to the
it's like,
bone.
and so anyway, right now the Cosmo is $1,300 to $1,700 for a room. I'd be shocked right now if they have any. I checked this a couple days
There's
ago.
no way.
Yeah.
I mean, no
They're
way.
expecting 500,000 people.
They would be sold out if the Super Bowl was not in Vegas.
You think
Like
so?
people would go to Vegas to bet.
Well, like I said, they're expecting 500,000 people to travel to Vegas just this weekend alone, which,
Okay, I wonder how much that's up
don't
from a
know.
regular weekend.
but it's also estimated to be worth about $1 billion in local economic impact.
Golly.
So Vegas is going to make $1 billion this weekend that they project.
That's awesome.
Now, just to compare that to what Vegas normally makes, the Las Vegas casino industry earns $9 billion a year. $9 billion a year, which is $25 million a day. A lot of money, but when you're making $1 billion in one weekend,
Yeah, that's a lot.
like that puts it into perspective of how big this
Yeah,
weekend is
that's a full month in Vegas.
for Vegas. So going to the game, you have those luxury suites, which everybody has heard is
$2.5
rumored to be
million.
$2.5 million. Who knows whether that's true or not? And who's paying $2.5 million?
Corporations.
Still.
It's crazy. It's dumb.
It is
but that's
dumb.
that's who pays for that.
Well, the menu has come out of what you get to eat.
I heard this,
I think I told you.
and it's unbelievable. Kind of makes me want to do it. Minus the $2.5 million.
I was gonna say, no, you're busy. Sorry. So the Vegas Greatest Shrimp Cocktail Tower, apparently, the Welcome to Las Vegas Grand Supper, Sin City's King Crab Fried Rice, Lobster Steak or Quesadillas, and breakfast for dinner, which includes buttermilk fried chicken and waffles with maple syrup. Now that sounds gross to me. They also have specialty dishes that will be served during the game, providing a glamorous Vegas steakhouse, quote unquote, experience for everybody that's in the suite. Dishes include, this is what I told you, the Wagyu loaded hot dogs, surf and turf nachos, and filet mignon, lobster, and queso blanco. They have the ultimate seafood stuffed potato with mac and cheese, and it's called the Sunday,
Okay.
which is just ice cream on top of ice cream with a football-shaped chocolate
Brownie
on
or
the
something.
side. I saw, yeah. None of that screams $2.5 million. To
No,
me.
it
I'm
sounds
gonna be on a
awesome,
hot
though.
dog. You're gonna give me a hot
I saw a
dog.
picture of the nachos, and they looked pretty legit.
The ultimate, no, the surf and turf nachos.
Yeah.
With filet mignon.
Yeah, sounds awesome. I'm in on the food.
I mean, the game.
How many people sit in a suite? Do you know? Like 14?
No, I don't know about these. The $2.5 million, I have no idea. Like, I know that there's smaller suites and then there's bigger suites.
Right.
I don't know. Well, as of February 5th, when we last looked at this, the least expensive ticket to get in to the Super Bowl itself was $6,900.
7 G's.
$6,944.
$7,000 to go to the game.
Right. And I had checked StubHub and that was pretty accurate. There's only like 7 tickets.
Like that?
Yeah.
They're at the very top.
Well, this 69 is not all the way at the top.
It's not?
like the third tier, but then you get down and I'm like, there's 14,000, 15,000. I mean, who's paying this? But what they're doing in Vegas is a lot of the casinos at the sports books are renting out, like they're charging $100, $150 a ticket to come in and they're going to have the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Now-
We did that for the Final Four one year.
Here's my thing though. Why is, the Sphere? Why is the Sphere not saying $300 you're in and we will put it on this huge, massive
I don't know. That's a
screen?
good question.
Wouldn't-
I was looking at something because we're going again in March.
We are, yeah.
And I was looking to see who was going to be at the Sphere because I would really like to see
I
a
know.
concert there. And
Is it still you two?
they're not there that
Oh.
they're already done, I
Okay.
think. And so I don't know who it is. It just had the regular show that we saw.
Yeah.
But I don't know why they don't do more there. Or,
Well,
wouldn't
to
every
me, this
every
is the
artist want
perfect
to
opportunity
Yeah.
to say, do you know how much money that
They-
we could make from people sitting?
Maybe it's one of those they don't want to do that, so it still kind of keeps the mystique.
I don't know, maybe.
Maybe.
Just seemed like a missed opportunity. Well, this,
But
Oh.
I was talking to Beckett last night and 2 of his friends. We were on our way to baseball practice,
Right.
And we were talking about going to the Super Bowl because one of the other little boys, his aunt was going to Las Vegas to watch the Super Bowl at like a party
at
or
a
something
watching
like
party,
that.
yeah.
And they were like, if the Cowboys were playing, would you take us? I was like, I mean, at $7,000 a piece, that would mean $21,000 for me and the 2 boys to go. Like, no, I'm not going to do
100%
that.
no.
But isn't that kind of sad
What?
that it's that commercialized that you can't afford to take your kids to the Super Bowl?
Well, Has it always been like that?
I remember whenever like in the 90s when the Cowboys were going to the Super Bowl, trying to talk my dad into getting tickets, and they weren't that.
It wasn't $21,000.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were like 500, and that was a lot back then.
Yeah.
But it was something where like, if that's your whole Christmas or something, then maybe you could do it.
Maybe. I mean, the thing with the Vegas is it's not just the tickets. Like everything, and we know this because we go to Vegas all the time. Vegas is expensive, from the food to the drinks to the hotel. Like and I guarantee you, flights right now are not cheap. I mean, I'm sure you're spending a ton of money. Well, here, let me get to this last thing before we get in, because I saw this headline and I went, what? The headline is not Nevada brothel offers winners of the Super Bowl free sextravaganza.
Oh, good Lord.
You want to hear the details?
No.
2 workers at the famed Chicken Ranch brothel. Did you know there's a Chicken Ranch?
I thought it was Bunny Ranch.
There is a Bunny Ranch. But
that's the only one I've been to. I had to think about that for a second.
Okay, no, what a weird name. Anyway, Alice Little and Addison Gray tell us that bookings for their services have skyrocketed this week due to Vegas festivities. So they're booked out apparently. And according to them, in order to thank the NFL for all of it, they've come up with an offer that either the 49ers or the Chiefs will be hard-pressed to turn down if they win Sunday at Allegiant Stadium.
Yeah, right.
So the 2 say whoever gets the win will have access to a, quote, no-holds-barred orgasmic blowout at the establishment. It's a 40-acre campus, apparently. The package, the 2 say, includes a free limo service, access to the bar. They get swimming pool, VIP bungalows, and special intimate specialty rates. They added that nothing is off limits, explaining that anything the winners desire is 100% on the house.
This is for the actual NFL players?
Yes, and they're also extending the invite to the WAGs, which if you watched E! Back in the day, that's the wives and girlfriends of, saying we don't want to leave anybody out if you have a friend. The quote that they have on this is that we're going to treat the big game winners like the gridiron gods they are.
Yeah, you know what, guys? Let's not go home for the parade. Let's go to the Chicken Ranch.
You think anybody's going to take them? You know what? There's probably going to be people.
It sounds like a pizza that I get. Chicken Ranch.
Chicken Bacon Ranch, CBR.
Chicken Bacon Ranch, yeah.
Yeah. Also at Taverna Rosa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds better than
I like how you circled this back to pizza. Yeah. All right. You want to go on to pop news?
No, but I want to tell you something real quick.
Yes, tell me.
This is good tidbit.
Oh,
okay.
Listen up.
So I think I'm going to have to explain it to you, though. When there
First of all, I'm offended that you feel like you have to mansplain something to me.
Okay, so if the Super Bowl is being played where one team has to travel east and one team has to travel west,
okay,
which means that the location of the Super Bowl would be between the 2 teams,
right.
Okay, because it's not always like that, obviously. The team that travels west is 7-0 in the Super Bowl.
So that's San Fran?
No. Team that travels west.
Oh, not from west.
It travels west.
Yeah, I know. I was doing
the Kansas City
never
Chiefs.
eat soggy worms. Yeah. West would be.
Yeah. So, see, that's why I thought I might have to explain it to you.
So, I'm one of those, and this is awful because if it's my team, I want them to win every year. Like the Chiefs just won, so there's a part of me that's like, I don't want them to win again.
Yeah, that's how the boys are. They want San Francisco, which breaks my heart.
I know
hate
nothing about San Francisco. Nothing. I know more about obviously the Chiefs just because of media and stuff. But there's a part of me that's like, I don't know, spread the love.
I'm all for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay.
The Chiefs have a lot of ties to Dallas. I think the Chiefs actually started off in Dallas.
Be honest, it's Taylor Swift.
And Patrick Mahomes went to Texas Tech, where I went to school. That's it. And the Niners and the Cowboys are bigger rivals, and I can't stand the Niners.
Okay. All right.
Although I do like Christian McCaffrey.
I don't really care. I want to see
the
people sing. I want to see Reba, and I want to see Posty.
Can you bet on who the halftime special guests are going to be?
I would imagine you can bet on all of that. And yeah, Usher was on Good Morning America this morning and teased it again, where he said them. So it's more than one guest performance. We know that there's multiple people joining him, but we don't know who that would be.
I bet it's like Little John. Don't they do songs together?
Yeah.
I bet that's who it is.
I'm super excited.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
I mean, I feel like it was it last year, 2 years ago, Missy Elliott. I mean, it was all our people. Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. Dr. Dre.
Oh my gosh.
Eminem,
And
50 Cent.
I mean, it just took me back to where I felt like I was 25 and
all
the
of our
club
kids
again.
are looking at us like, who are these guys?
I have a feeling it's going to be very reminiscent of that, of, take me back. I have no issue with that.
Although Usher's coming out with new music right now, and so like he doesn't want it to be like a blast from the past. He wants it to be current.
I bet you it's 90% blast from the past, and then he throws one in there just to be like, hey, check it out. You still love me. And
I bet you that the people that he has coming out are people that younger audiences know. Somebody that I probably don't even know who it is.
I'm going to disagree.
Okay, I hope you're right.
He's bringing out old school people that we Generation 40 plus
Okay.
would love. And now are you ready for pop news?
Now I am.
Okay.
Pop news time.
Starting with the sad news. Toby Keith.
Yeah,
Passed away earlier this week. He was only 62 years old, which on one hand, you're like, that's an old man. The older you get, and I'm like, all our
62 is
parents
not
are
old.
much older than
Especially
62.
now, 62 is
It's not old. Yeah. Well, he was diagnosed with stomach cancer back in 2022. This is one of those, like we talk about this sometimes when Matthew Perry died, the last Instagram post he had, remember he was actually sitting in the hot tub.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just kind of one of those eerie things. His last Instagram post was made 5 hours before he apparently passed. Now, whether it was him or family, who knows? But it was a video of him on stage at the last performance that he performed, which was back in December. I think it was December 14th.
In Vegas, right?
And it's a video from behind him, kind of like where the drummer sits. So you see the back of him and you see the entire crowd cheering and yelling, and he's taking his bow. And it said, and that's a wrap on the weekend. It was like, whoa. Almost like they knew that it was happening and they posted that. And then, oh my gosh, Brett Favre and him were good friends. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
He came out the other day and said that he had just talked to Toby a couple days ago and he had gotten off his chemo. He's like, I think it did more damage than good. And
a lot of people say that.
He, very sad though.
Yeah, it is.
He was a red Solo Cup.
No, I go back to should have been a cowboy.
Should have been a cowboy. He had a lot of them. He had a lot of hits.
Yeah, all the patriotic songs.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Anyway, R.I.P. Toby Keith. Okay, going to a not funny story, but maybe odd. I don't know.
Well, the last one wasn't funny either.
No, I know. Sorry. I don't know how to transition sometimes between. Well, okay, so this was, I'm sure you've heard this story. There are two women were on a Carnival cruise vacation.
I did hear this.
Okay, and they were at a stop at the Bahamas, went on an excursion that was through Carnival, which if anybody's been on a cruise, each stop that they make, they actually have
a list of excursions.
Right, and they're approved by the Carnival or whoever it is, and
they're put on by
Yes,
Carnival.
they vetted it out. Carnival's making money from it, but Carnival's also making sure that it's legit and you're safe.
You feel
whatever.
safe going on those.
So, two women, Amber Shearer, and I think it's Don Gala, I've never heard that name, Dobson. Now, they said that they were assaulted in broad daylight by staffers at the Pirates Cove, which the name had been hidden up until yesterday. It was just some resort, but it was Pirates Cove. While relaxing, it was one of those beach vacation or like a beach excursion. Right. They were on GMA the other day detailing the account of what they said. They said they were offered drinks by the bartender. They took one, went down. When they started their second drink, they realized really quickly they felt like they got drunk real fast. Like there must be something in this.
Yeah, you've been drugged.
They were actually videoing with family members back home who corroborated going there was something clear. We just thought that they had
too much.
Way too much to drink. Well, they then say that a staffer at this Pirates Cove who was dressed in the uniform took them to a secluded part of the resort or whatever and told them, hey, we have special seashells. You were talking about your children. We can get you these seashells that you can bring home for your children. So it lured them away. They go to a secluded area where the alleged assault took place. The women come back. They kind of wake up in the middle of it. They're bruised. They're battered. They do report the assault to the Royal Bahamas Police, who later arrested two men, one 40-year-old and one 54-year-old, but they never actually said, these are the men who assaulted these women. They just said, "Oh, we've arrested men who have assaulted women." Right. So it was a little, the way they worded it was a little odd. So the women, why they're on GMA now and why they're saying that their assault was not handled correctly. Like their allegations were not taken seriously. The cops did not administer the rape test kits. The U.S. Embassy wasn't helping. That basically it was like a big failure on all levels. Now, reports have said that the U.S. Embassy was never contacted. I don't know. I'm not going to get into that. So back on the cruise ship, though, the women did get toxicology reports, and they did come back positive for many drugs, one of them including cocaine, and I don't know how to say it, benzodiazepine?
Yeah.
What is that? How do you say that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, but you
Benzos?
hear that a lot.
Okay. However, the alcohol level was extremely low. Like they did not have a lot of alcohol.
It was all drugs
in their systems, which does prove that they were drugged for whatever. Now, what happened yesterday, though, is that Pirates Cove, the resort, came out and said, we've reviewed the surveillance footage and it does not add up to the account the women have said. I don't know what that means. It says, quote, upon further review of the surveillance videos, the allegations made on site and in subsequent social media posts and news stories conflict with what the timestamped surveillance video contains. They also confirmed, this is Pirates Cove, that confirmed that the 2 employees that served the women have been fired, regardless of whether this is true or not, because they engaged on tape. What they see on tape engaged in, it indicates that at a minimum they violated our zero tolerance policy. I don't know. I guess we'll see. So the U.S. Embassy in the Bahamas released a security warning and travel advisory last month saying that the island nation is currently unsafe for tourists amid 18 murders, which are primarily motivated by gang violence. And January alone, did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
That's just Bahamas?
That's Bahamas. And the State Department issued a level 2 advisory on January 26, which was just over a week before this took place. So there's a part of me that feels like when they came out and said the surveillance doesn't match the timestamp, I'm like, did the women just get the time wrong? And this is kind of your way of
that's your
saying
loophole?
That it didn't happen. I saw them on GMA. Like, I tend to believe what they've said.
Well, I mean, they have some pretty strong evidence saying that bad things happen.
There was obviously drugs in there, but you've got, again, what social media does is they go the opposite direction. Oh, they were just cheating on their husbands and they got caught and they were doing drugs with locals, and so there are definitely people that are doubting the story. There's people that believe it, but you get that with anything. Yeah. But let's not go to the Bahamas right now, folks.
I wonder if the cruise ships still stop there. I mean, I'm sure they do, even in a situation like that.
Okay, so continuing on just a little bit, they're going after Carnival.
Yeah, cruises get sued, every single cruise.
Right. Well, so they said that one Carnival they needed to tell everybody, hey, Bahamas is not necessarily safe right now. There's a level 2 advisory put up, blah, blah, blah. But also, and I think where they actually have a point here, is this was a Carnival approved activity. They're responsible. I mean, you and I have gone on cruises where we've gone off site and not gone through a cruise to do an excursion, right? And that's kind of, you're assuming risk on your own.
Right. When
I'm booking it through you're assuming my risk that I'm safe because I'm trusting that you have vetted these people, that you... So I definitely think that there is a case to be made there. But you said cruises get sued all the time?
All the time.
For like just not
somebody
happy
stubs their toe as... I remember there was one where those automatic doors that, they shut on someone and the guy ended up getting like $2 million.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And the guy
they don't shut hard.
No, exactly. That's my point. Like they get sued all the time. There are lawyers that all they do is sue cruise lines. Yeah. It's very litigious.
And they get their money?
Sometimes, a lot of times. And I think a lot of times the big cruise lines, I think that it's
just easier.
Yeah, they pay out. They've settled.
I get pretty seasick. I mean, I would, man, what if I sue that?
I mean, I guarantee you
the route that you took was a little rougher.
I guarantee you that they get sued for that regularly.
Than if you had gone this other way. Yeah. Okay, well, on to more sports. Maybe this will be of interest to you. Michael Jordan, do you know him?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Joking.
Heard of him.
You remember when we asked the kids who Michael Jackson was, and they were like, "Yeah, the best basketball player of all time." It's like close. Sorry. Okay. Well, his championship sneakers have set a net record $8 million at auction.
Wow.
I feel like we always talk about Michael Jordan's stuff at auctions. Like, how does he still have stuff to auction?
Maybe he didn't auction it.
It's a collection of sneakers that Michael Jordan wore as he and the Chicago Bulls won 6 NBA championships. Like I said, it fetched $8 million at an auction, which is a new record for game-worn sneakers.
Okay.
So there were 6 Air Jordan shoes. Now, just one of each. I think it was like either all the right or all the left. It was just one. It was not the pair. From the last games of the 91, 92, 93, 96, 97, and 98 championship game. They sold Friday, and it was called the Dynasty Collection. He signed all of them, so they're autographed and worn. Now, it was auctioned off by Sotheby's, who does this a lot. They didn't identify the buyer and described the seller only as a private American collector who obtained them from a longtime Bulls executive, which we've heard that after games, Michael Jordan would give his shoes to an executive.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. But people do that all the time.
Just give the shoes
to whoever.
Yeah.
Like to fan or...
So the pair he wore in the second game of the 98 NBA Finals was sold through Sotheby's last April, which sold for $2.2 million, which was a record for a pair of sneakers. The highest auction price for any Jordan memorabilia was for his jersey from the first game of that series, which how much do you think that would go for? 98 Finals, the jersey that he wore, first game of the series.
$600,000.
$10 million.
10 million?
10.1 million.
God, that's crazy.
And a unused ticket to Michael Jordan's 1984 debut game with the Bulls was sold through Heritage Auctions in 2002. If you had to guess how much it's a ticket from 1984.
Somebody didn't go to the game.
Didn't go to the game.
Sold it.
Very first game that Michael Jordan ever played in.
Surely that's not near the amount.
It's not $1 million.
Yeah, $200,000.
$468,000.
Now I don't understand that.
Which is over 55,000 times the face
could be.
value.
It's probably a top row seat that's crazy. What would you? Why do you want that? Like,
I have no idea.
At least you can kind of justify a jersey or a shoe that he actually wore. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
So here's my question with all of this stuff: does Michael Jordan make any?
Probably not that. It's all secondary market.
Yeah.
Once he gives it away, I'm sure.
Wouldn't you be like, dude? Oh man! If only I'd known how great I was going to be, I would have.
I think the $3 billion that he made last year.
That's true. That's true.
Probably didn't worry about that.
I mean,
too much.
Jordans aren't going anywhere.
Like I could go buy something from one of those stores that we see in Vegas all the time.
What are those called, by the way?
The collector.
They're the shoe. I
collectibles.
know y'all have seen them in. If anybody goes to malls anymore, we usually see them in Vegas. But it's like it's one shoe and they're saran wrapped.
Oh no! I wasn't talking about that. But
and they're like high end.
Yeah,
athletic shoes.
They're all over the place now.
I don't understand it. We went into one in Vegas, and the way it is, they only have that one pair, and it's in that one size.
Right.
So you can actually search for like, what shoes do you have in my size?
Yeah, it's not like Foot Locker where you go,
No.
can I get these in an 8?
And they're very expensive.
Yeah, a lot of them are very expensive.
Very expensive shoes.
Yeah, that's the hot collector's item right now.
I guess so.
I mean, maybe not just right now. But.
I think it was in that store where you found your very first pair of Jordans that you ever got.
Yep, I sure did.
Yeah.
I was so excited. 3rd grade Christmas. Parents got them for me.
Good job.
Awesome.
Good job, Doug and
Yep.
Bonnie. I got one more story. You want to talk Patrick Mahomes' dad?
The DUI stuff?
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes' dad got a DUI.
He did
All right,
get a
let's move on.
DUI.
It's like his 3rd too. And
Well, that's not good though.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's not good to have.
But he still made it to the game that night or something, right?
Good. I'm glad he was able to make it to the game.
Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. No, just super quick. Did you hear he had like open beer in the car?
Oof.
It's not just that like they pulled him over and were like, oh, hey,
you been drinking?
He was driving really slow and they ran his registration. You know how sometimes a cop will follow you behind and they're running your plates?
Right.
And that's when they found out his registration was expired. So that's why they pulled him over. Come to see, he had a Coors Light in the cup holder and then they gave him a field sobriety test, which they said he failed several counts of. But again, this is his 3rd, which how do you still have a license after that many?
I think lawyers can get 1 or 2 taken off of your record to where they don't.
I don't know. Bond was $10,000. He's still going. Are him and Patrick close? Is that a close relationship?
Yeah, remember that quarterback series? He was at all the games.
Yeah. I'd be like, Dad,
stop.
I'll pay for your Uber.
I'll pay for a driver.
100%. Put it on my account and just get an Uber every time that you go do something.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right. Reality.
Do you know where he was pulled over? To say?
Florida, I want to say.
Okay. I was wondering if it was like his hometown.
No,
So like maybe they all knew who he was and they wanted to make a story of it.
Well,
go ahead.
I was going to say, how do you make a story out of somebody getting?
Well, if he's from White House, Texas, it's like this little bitty town. They're like, oh, there's Patrick Sr. again.
Driving drunk.
Yeah, let's go get him. Make it a news story.
It is a news story.
Yeah.
Get an Uber.
I agree.
Your son can afford it.
He pitched in the majors for 18 years. He can afford it.
Okay, reality?
Yeah.
Reality Roundup.
Okay, this is, it's not going to interest you. I'm super interested in it.
Fun.
Oh, stop. Wendy Williams, who I loved the Wendy Williams show. Okay. I know she was controversial. I know people hated her. I was a huge fan of her show. I looked forward to it. And fun fact, and I wish I could find the clip. I don't know when it was though, but when I was home with Beckett, when he was, I don't know, 2, and we would be in the playroom and he's doing his thing and I'm sitting on the beanbag watching TV, Wendy would come on, and the whole intro, he would go up. And I would send you videos because he loved when she came on and he's dancing to her song and he's clapping. I posted it randomly, never tagged anybody, and it somehow got back to her because the next day on her show, how you doing, Beckett?
Yeah.
And I went, oh my God.
Well, it was adorable that he hops up and goes and starts dancing when he hears that.
We got a shout out from Wendy Williams.
Wendy.
Well,
it's funny.
Things have not gone well for Wendy. Obviously, her show got canceled. She had a lot of health things. There is a documentary coming out on her on Lifetime on February 24th. You have to watch the trailer for this because whether you like her or not, it is heartbreaking to see what has happened to her life. So this has been the past 2 years of her life that they've been filming. Here's just a clip. It's not the whole thing. Just listen.
Are we ready?
Yeah, waiting on you.
All right, and away we go.
Love you, Wendy.
All I know is how to be famous. I really want to be back on television.
You're gonna be back on TV. That's easy.
My mom has done a great job making it seem like everything is okay always.
Wendy, make sure you look here. 1, 2, 3.
But in reality, there's something wrong going on.
Did you see a neurologist?
To find out if I'm crazy? Mm-hmm. Oh my God, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. I have to sit down again.
She was put in front of a judge and given a guardian. That was when they took her away from us.
I have no money, and I'm gonna tell you something. If it happens to me, it could happen to you.
As her family, we were all sitting on the sidelines watching, and she was crying out for help.
Did you drink this whole thing today?
Keep it there.
Okay.
Keep it there.
My mom, she always talks about how she wants to work. But I feel as though she's worked enough.
She has people around who are yes people and allowing this to continue.
This is all too much. Go! Drive! I have no idea where we are. This doesn't look like anything familiar.
I think she's losing memory. Have you guys noticed that?
How dare him? I control me. I weigh 138.
Anybody.
Man.
It's really sad.
Does she not have any money because she spent it all?
No,
or because
she's been put under a
so she can't get to
by
her
the bank.
money?
The bank has... So something happened that the bank did not see her mentally fit to be able to handle her finances.
They can do that?
They can do that. So the description says, after Wendy Williams was placed under a financial guardianship and her hit talk show was canceled, she was determined to make a career comeback, which is when they started rolling these cameras. She thought what we were going to film is my big comeback.
Right.
Like, look at me falling down and I'm going to get back up and be the ultimate comeback story. So it opens the doors to her private life. Cameras chronicled her comeback journey to reclaim her life and legacy, despite facing health issues and personal turbulence. So she has a thyroid issue, which makes her eyes, like people would always see her eyes were always so big, but it was a thyroid thing. And lymphedema, I think is how you say it, on her leg. Her legs were always so swollen. So she has to wear like these big, they go from her toe up to her leg just to keep the circulation going. And so the last couple of years of her show, she only wore tennis shoes. Like she couldn't wear heels anymore. Anyway, unparalleled access, which was actually granted by Wendy to film this and her family for 2 years. It was captured. What was captured was not what anybody expected. It provides a raw, honest, unfiltered reality of Wendy's life after she was placed under financial guardianship, shedding light on the vulnerabilities that turned Wendy into the hot topic herself. Suffering mental and physical issues, her delicate state of mind, erratic behavior, declining health were all captured on cameras. Where is Wendy Williams is the story of Wendy's journey to resurrect her career and what filmmakers discovered along the way. But many questions remain. Who truly has Wendy's best interest? Is she healthy now? Just real sad. If everybody remembers, back in 2017 on her show, all of this kind of started. She fainted on air. Everybody's seen the clip where she was dressed like the Statue of Liberty. I was watching it live, and she completely passed out.
What's going on here?
She was married to Kevin for a long time, who notoriously cheated on her. She always denied it, always stuck by him until right around 2017, he was rumored to have, got someone pregnant, and you can't deny that anymore. And it was like, that was the straw that broke the camel's back, and she's never recovered from that, which is awful to think that someone can have that much hold on your state. Anyway, I know you don't quite care. It's super interesting to me though. And that comes out February 24th. Now, we have a few recommendations. We had a lot of good recommendations on the Facebook page.
Good, because we need something right now.
Yes. So Savannah recommended, it's called John Carpenter's Suburban Screams, and it's on Peacock. So they're standalone episodes. They cover real-life tales of terror, from extreme stalking cases to regional urban legends, which are told with a mix of interviews, including those that are directly affected and dramatic recreations of the stories. So Carpenter, who created it, said the series idea was brought to them, and they immediately were taken with the idea of focusing on the survivors left behind after the life-altering event. When we found the hook, which is you're never the same after either watching, experiencing, or being a victim, how does that affect you forever? And that to us was much more interesting than just plain true crime, murder, 2020 documentary. So,
it's a different take on it.
Got to get into that. We also have Kayla on Facebook. I've never heard of this. She recommended, it's called Quiet on the Set.
No, I don't know.
I know. It's on ID. I have a clip of it too, if you want to listen real quick.
In the early 90s, Nickelodeon was kid everything. And you better hope that your house had cable.
Wasn't there to educate you. We were there to have fun, to get slimed, to be entertained.
And this is when Dan Schneider arrives, Nickelodeon's golden boy. He created these shows that were hugely successful for them.
No one had ever really done sketch comedy starring kids for kids.
He launched the careers of child actors who became major stars. For 20 years, he shaped children's entertainment and culture.
Thank you for being here.
But that marked one of the darkest chapters. Working for Dan was like being in an abusive relationship. Dan's treatment of people on his shows was an open secret.
So my lawyer filed complaints, gender discrimination, hostile work environment, harassment, and it was so devastating.
How safe can any kids be in that environment? There would be even bigger problems down the line with actual pedophiles on set. These are 3 predators who worked at Nickelodeon, all in a short amount of time.
Hey guys, what are you for you?
It was a toxic environment. It made me trust people less.
We were there for so many hours. You get comfortable with people until you're not.
I had no idea what I was saving my son from. It was a house of horrors.
They find this enormous trove of child pornography.
The officer said we found Ziploc bags, each one with a girl's name on it.
11 charges of child sexual abuse related to a child actor.
It made me wonder who was being hurt.
I've been waiting 17 years for today.
It wasn't dealing with anybody on the shows or anything, right?
It was a child actor.
on one of our shows.
Yes.
So this doesn't mean anything to you because you didn't have Nickelodeon growing up.
No, I didn't. But I know. I mean, obviously, watched it when I was at friends' houses.
The amount
and
of
stuff.
stars that came out of it. Yeah, I mean, Amanda Bynes, Jamie Spears, Ariana Grande. Like, there's a whole slew of kids that were around at this time. It's on the ID channel, Investigation Discovery, which I think also then puts it on Hulu. I think those two are related. March 17th and 18th. And it's a 4-part docuseries that uncovers the toxic and dangerous culture on the set of all of Dan Schneider's Nickelodeon children's shows back in the 90s and early 2000s.
Now, were these game shows or sitcoms?
So you've got The Amanda Show, which was Amanda Bynes, Zoe 101, which was Jamie Lynn Spears, iCarly, Sam and Cat, Victorious, Double Dare.
Kids love those.
All that. Like all those shows that I grew up with. Like and it includes emotional testimony from the parents of the set. Like there was some inappropriate stuff going on with the children on set. Like it sounds really dark. Yeah.
I want to see this.
So we'll watch that. And then I have one more suggestion. Trina, also from Facebook, suggested I'll Be Gone in the Dark. And I believe that's on Netflix. It's a 6-part documentary series based on the book of the same name, which explores writer Michelle McNamara's investigation into the dark world of the violent predator that she dubbed the Golden State Killer. We know this case, right? He's the man who terrorized California in the 70s and 80s. He's responsible for 50 home invasions, rapes, 13 murders, maybe more. The series is also a journey into the soul of McNamara, whose true crime diaries, blog, and years of relentless determination for justice for the victims helped keep the case alive and in the public eye, and who tragically died of an accidental overdose while writing her book. A meditation on obsession and loss, I'll Be Gone in the Dark, chronicles the unrelenting path of a mysterious killer and the fierce determination of one woman to bring the case to light.
Okay, I'm
so
in.
We've got a couple things to watch now.
Good.
Yeah. You got anything else? What are you doing over there? Research?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking up ticket prices to the Super Bowls.
What'd you
in
find?
the 95, $370.
Oh, back in 95.
Was the average price in 95. Yeah.
Which?
Yeah, that would I would definitely take the boys.
All right, Ty's back on.
Not
Super
anymore.
Bowl.
Yeah, not anymore.
All right, well that's it. Everybody have a great rest of the week. You know, like, rate, review, subscribe. I love looking at the Facebook page and there's recommendations and there's things that people talk about because it helps give us ideas and suggestions. Have a good Super Bowl weekend.
That's right.
Go
be safe, have fun.
49ers me, go Chiefs.
Buy some squares, have fun.
What's a square?
When you at Super Bowl parties, you buy a square and how the score ends up, you can win money.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wonder if we're doing that.
I'm sure we will.
Okay. And yeah, we will see you next week.
Same time.
Same place.